Service Commissioner as a commissioner, courtesy of ODM. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Wandai, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I think I would simply ignore. It is not worth spending time on. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, you know I've been here long enough now, Mr. Speaker. Yeah. Honorable Chaponga took some break.
If you have ignored, then don't refer.
Mr. Speaker, what am I saying? What I'm saying is that we must not apply double standards. You cannot, on one hand, demand of a public or state officer to step aside once they are charged in a court of law, while on the other hand, be proceeding to appoint people to state or public offices while they are facing criminal offenses in court. That can only happen in Kenya, Mr. Speaker. And I want to invite this House. I want to invite this House not to give approval to such an adventure. Yeah, we cannot allow this House to take the country backwards, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. Mr. Speaker, at the commencement of the sittings of the Committee on Appointments, I did raise issues, of course, about the constitutional and legal status of the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, on which you ruled. And of course, we have to accept the ruling, Mr. Speaker. The committee has gone ahead to approve, therefore, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's appointment, but with a rider. And the rider is contained in page 39, page 40, chapter 8, or part 8. If you go down there, the last sentence on that page, in its deliberations, after the approval hearing of the nominee, the committee observed that it may be necessary to establish a legislative framework to further elaborate on the roles and functions of the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary. That is the committee in its wisdom, making a pronouncement of monumental effect, that this office, if left the way it is, could in essence turn the Honorable Mudavadi into an idle cabinet secretary. It could easily turn him into something I want to mention, into an errand boy, sort of. That this House, together with the executive, needs to move with speed and create a legislative framework for this office to function effectively as that of a cabinet secretary. Otherwise, you end up having the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, whom we really respect, sitting idly and trying to look for roles to perform, trying to get some roles from the Deputy President, some roles from the President, some roles from the CS for Interior. That is not going to be good for this country and for the person of the stature of the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. So the committee has duly recommended that in a short while, that legislative framework needs to be established for this office to be anchored properly in law. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, this House is being called upon to rise to the occasion. To rise to the occasion and not to be seen as a mere rubber stamp. This House cannot be a mere rubber stamp. It could not have been the intention of the framers of the Constitution that this House would be a mere rubber stamp to pass through nominations that have been brought to it by the President. There's a reason as to why the framers of the Constitution established, especially